Hey everyone, it's Chris Loud. If your abstract paintings have ever felt a little flat or stuck, even when the colors are working, it might not be your color at all. It might be the movement. In this demo video, we're going to explore how line and movement can completely change the energy of a painting using a simple prompt. This one is called Fast versus Slow. So we've got a 20-minute time limit. The colors are neon pink, Payne's gray, and lemon yellow, or the closest you have to those, plus black and white. And the goal is to contrast energetic, fast strokes with slow, deliberate marks to explore differences in tempo and emotional pacing. And if you enjoy working with prompts like this, I have the link for the 50 Abstract Warm-Up Paintings prompt download below in the description. Also, a quick thank you to Steve, Yolanda, Barbara, Spot for Art, Tracy, and Leslie. Thank you so much for the super thanks and coffee donations. I really appreciate it. It truly helps keep these videos going, so thank you all so much. All right, so let's get into this. Just a quick note, this palette might feel a little uncomfortable at first. Neon pink and lemon yellow are bright, almost fluorescent colors, and can feel like they want to take over. But that tension is actually what makes it interesting. So sometimes we're not nervous because it's wrong, we're nervous because it's high contrast, high visibility, and a little unpredictable. But that's exactly what makes it powerful. And pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone is usually where we learn new things. So I did a quick mixing test in my sketchbook and realized what a wonderful variety of colors that I could create with this palette. So one of the biggest reasons our paintings can feel flat is that everything is happening at the same pace. The marks are all kind of moving the same way, the same speed, the same level of intention. And when that happens, there's nothing for our eye to really grab onto. So when I say everything is happening at the same speed, I don't mean how fast we're physically moving the brush. What I'm really talking about is how the marks feel. If all the marks have the same weight, the same pressure, the same level of control or looseness, they start to read at the same tempo. And that's when everything can feel a little flat because there's no variation for the eye to respond to. It's kind of like listening to music where every note is played at the exact same volume and tempo. We just start to tune out. What we're trying to do instead is create variation. We want moments where things feel quick and loose and instinctive, and then moments where things slow down and feel more intentional and grounded. That contrast is what creates movement, and that movement is what can bring a painting to life. So as we're getting into this, I started off pretty loose and fast. There's not a lot of overthinking here. I'm just reacting, letting the brush move across a surface, making those longer sweeping lines, and some of those thinner scribbly marks. Those feel quick and continuous and a little unpredictable, and that's where a lot of the initial energy in the painting comes from. And even though that part might look a little chaotic, it's actually really important because it gives us something to work against. It gets the painting moving right away. You can see that I laid down a green base using a mix of Payne's gray and lemon yellow. Then I adjusted in a few areas, lightening it with white and adding a bit more yellow in spots to create a softer, more neutral green. That gives me a nice foundation for the brighter, more intense colors to sit on and stand out against. In the more energetic areas, I switch things up with my tools using different brushes, a stick, a brayer, and a palette knife to create a variety of lines and shapes and textures with Payne's gray before bringing in more color. Then as things start to build, I naturally begin to slow down in certain areas. You'll see that in these smaller blocks of color, the neon pinks and yellows, where I'm placing them a bit more carefully instead of just reacting. Those marks take a little more time. They're thicker, more solid, and a bit more intentional. Even some of the darker areas start to feel slower. They carry more weight and act like, more like anchors in the painting. And that shift from fast to slow is what starts to create structure. So you'll see some of those larger dark shapes, they just feel slower than some of those lines and some of those textures put down. So we've got those fast sweeping lines pulling the eye across the surface. You can see now that I'm using a script liner brush to put down more of a violet color, which is a mix of that Payne's gray and neon pink, and then using a palette knife as well to get some of those lines down. And then these slower, more deliberate marks giving the eye a place to land. Even the splatters and smaller marks sit somewhere in between. They're quick, but more intermittent. And so they help build rhythm. And that's really the goal here. It's not about choosing one or the other. It's about letting both exist in the same painting. The fast marks bring the energy. The slow marks bring the control. And together they create that sense of movement and balance. And this is really where the painting starts to come together. It's not about choosing fast or slow. It's about using both. The fast marks create movement and flow, while the slower, more deliberate marks create structure and focus. You can see that contrast happening here. The sweeping lines pulling your eye across the painting, while those clusters of color and darker areas slow things down and give your eye somewhere to land. Like I said, even the splatters and smaller marks add a kind of in-between rhythm. They're quick, but more intermittent. And when we combine all of that, we start to get that push and pull. The eye moves through the painting, but it also has moments to rest, and that's what keeps it engaging. So if you're working on a painting and it feels a little flat, this is something we can check in with. We can ask, is everything happening at the same speed? Do I have enough variation in my marks? Where can I loosen up and where can I slow down? And just to clarify again, when I say fast and slow here, I don't mean how quickly you're physically moving your brush. I mean how the marks feel. Because you can move your brush really fast and still make a very controlled mark. And you can move slowly and still end up with something loose and unpredictable. Painting likes to keep us guessing. A fast mark feels instinctive and reactive. A slow mark feels more placed, like you paused and thought, all right, this is going right here. Whether you actually meant it to go there or not, that's a whole different story, but that's part of it. So if everything feels fast, maybe the painting needs a few slower, more intentional moments to anchor it. And if everything feels slow, that might be your cue to loosen up and bring some of the energy back. Sometimes the fix isn't adding more detail. It's just changing how we move across a surface. Even one quick line or one carefully placed shape can shift the whole painting. And the more we practice this, the more we start to feel it, especially while we're painting, not just after. We notice when things get a little too even or a little too polite. And we can shake things up. That's where the painting really starts to open up. And honestly, where it gets a lot more fun. So this is definitely a prompt worth coming back to. That idea of fast versus slow can really shift how our paintings feel. If you give this one a try, let me know how it goes. So I'm going to show you some close-ups here. And then I'm going to show you the final painting in different orientations. So if you like this, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. And as always, if you have any questions or feedback, I'd love for you to leave me a comment. Thanks for watching, and keep on painting.